afternoon, people. Well, sorry. Let's see if I can get this to stay where I want it. He took a dive, baby. Left me. Okay, so you can see me. Look at that beautiful sky out behind me. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it gorgeous? Yeah. Not an aircraft. The occasional skateboard. But apart from that, pretty much quiet around here. I'm out in the garden. As you can probably tell, I'm actually up down the end of the garden. And I'm working on my trike today. You can't see it, but below here, down there, is the front mud guard of my trike. I'll show you it after I've painted it, because it's just a quick and easy job today. I'm not messing about. Because even though it's sunny, it's a little on the chilly side. We can deal. I'm looking at some Suns designs, Evil Suns obviously, because you know, trike is based around loosely around the Evil Suns. So I'm painting it today, and while I'm painting it, I thought I'll have a chat with you guys, because I can, you know. I don't know about you, but I'm going stir crazy, and I've only been in. Oh, today, I've got to tell you, today I got a message from the NHS saying that we realise by our records that you're on the seriously at risk register and all that. So we suggest you stay in and quarantine for 12 weeks. A bit late, really, because I've been doing it anyway. Not that I wanted to do it, but I've been doing it anyway. Because, well, not had a lot of choice, really. My son's works on the at Asda's. Came in today, came round. I kept him at arm's length, as you would. Don't like it, but it's the way it is. And I really don't like it, because I'm a hugger. I like to hug people, and not being able to hug my son right now is horrible, absolutely horrible. I don't know how some people are going to cope with this. I'm struggling myself, and it's only been a few days. But he works at Asda's. I digress. He works at Asda's, and he's been telling me about how some people have been treating it, and that everybody's turning up there with gloves on and masks on, which is good. As far as I'm concerned, that's good. It means people are taking it seriously at last, and they need to. I read today that a 12-year-old is in a terrible way. 12, man. So their original thing was wrong. Young people are susceptible, and this 12-year-old didn't even have any underlying issues. That's an issue. But again, you know, it's not something I have a lot of control over. All I can control is what I do, and I'm trying to do the right thing and stay in. I also had a phone call this morning from one of the NHS hotlines that deal with helping elderly people. They're in a bad situation right now for shopping and everything, and they're just too short-staffed to be able to help my mum do the shopping. Luckily for me and my mum, I know some amazing people that live around me, and they are amazing. There's no other way to describe them. They're amazing, and they feel they're robust enough to be able to do little bits of shopping for people, for me and for my mum. And for my wife, obviously. It's amazing. It's amazing the amount of people that have come out in support of my wife and I and our friends and our families. What can I say? There are some amazing people out there. And honestly, I honestly believe if it wasn't for them, I'd be in a worse boat right now. I really would. Well, that being said, amazing people, amazing people. Something else I saw today on Faceache. Young lad's gone back to nursing. I don't know whether he's volunteering or he's being paid or whatever, but because he was an orderly or a nurse, or I didn't read too much into it. To tell the truth, I needed to get out of the house because who wants to be indoors in a lovely day like this? But at the same token, I'm in my garden and I'm definitely more than 2 metres away from most people right this present moment in time, so don't fret for me, I'm alright, you know. And that's amazing. That is amazing. I've got another dear friend of mine. She's quite high up in nursing. She's just well, yeah. The people that are dealing with this right now and having to forgo keeping themselves safe in order to keep on top of this virus thing is, well, they're bloody heroes as far as I'm concerned. Absolute bloody heroes. But I've waffled on enough about that. You get it all the time anyway at the minute. It's just these are the things I spotted today. I don't know if anybody else had. But on a lighter note, it's a lovely day, you know, albeit a bit cold. They're threatening rain later, and to be honest, you know, trees could do with it, I'm sure. You know, so anyway, right now I am getting on with me slapping paint on the trike instead of slapping paint on canvas. I will be going back to slapping paint on canvas. I've got somebody trying to get hold of some canvases for me right now. It's not exactly essential though. well, I suppose it could be essential to my sanity, but probably not to yours, having to watch me paint. But I've got some lovely people who leave me lovely comments. I'm quite flattered that so many people actually took time out to look. But yeah, brilliant. Oh, shout out to Tam. Sorry I had to leave early on your broadcast yesterday, and I really missed you reading. But our internet decided it was going to play up, and I didn't get back on till stupid o'clock last night, so I missed it. But I don't know, Tam, maybe it'd be an idea. I don't know actually whether it does it automatically or whatever, but when you go live, does it save it anywhere? Because I'd love to be able to go back and see what you've written, see what you've read, sorry, and catch up with what I missed when the internet went down. So yeah, if that's possible, that'd be brilliant. If not, I shall chalk it up to, damn, I missed it. But I was enjoying it last night. You got a lovely reading voice, darling, I've got to tell you. Lovely reading voice. I could listen to you speaking. All day. Oh, by the way, if no one's caught it, or none of her friends have caught it yet, I can highly recommend it. Nothing like being read a story rather than having to read it yourself. And she chose a good story to read as well, so. Or if you've got kids, if you can tune in, if they can tune in as well, because kids love story time, or they used to when I was a kid. Don't know whether they still do. Some might find it boring, I don't know. But I found it highly entertaining, absolutely amazing. And as I said, Tam's got a lovely reading voice. Definitely worth checking out. Oh, just laying down paint. I know at the minute you probably get a lovely view at the top of my head. Oh, I'm really close up. Ah, extreme close up. Ah. No, okay, that's enough of that. Yeah, if the kids are crying now, I'm really sorry. I'm not sorry. It's just peaceful. Mr. Crow. I've got a couple of magpies in the garden as well. They're I don't even know this. The sound of magpie makes sounds like you're rattling a box of matches. And someone said to me, you can actually call them in just by rattling a box of matches. How insane is that? Oh, useless information jumped out of my head. But yeah, always worth hearing new things, I think. To you, I don't know. Just keeping busy, as they say. Right, well, as I said, chores done in the house, so here I am, laying some paint down on my old trike, because she's got a new engine in at the minute. But I need a friend to come round at some point and have a look at her, because I can't seem to get her to fire. She will fire. She just won't do it for me at the minute. I checked the spark. It's got spark. It's got fuel. I don't know whether it's got enough fuel going through, because I was on an 8mm gas line, and I changed that up for a 10mm because it's now feeding 2 carbs instead of 1. Woo! But yeah, I can't seem to get. So she's got spark, she's got fuel, and she's got compression. But at this present moment in time, I'm not sure why, but she just won't bloody start for me. What I was saying, that it might need some fresh fuel, because the fuel I've put in her is about 2 weeks old. She might need some fresh fuel just to give it a bit of a boost. Most fuel today is mostly bloody chemical, I think. I don't think there's any petrol in it. Or if there is, it's like a snifter. Like, here's a gallon of whatever it is. We'll just add this much fuel to it, shake it about, and your poor old motor's got to run on it. Well, the older engines, they don't like the new fuel. They just don't. It's just there's just not enough of it. Not enough oomph in it. And there's no lead in it, which, you know, for most people that's a bloody good thing, you know. But for my engine, it ain't. See, there's something. There's a thing. We are going to come to a stage. I know we're going to come to a stage where these fuels aren't going to be available anymore. Any fuel of that type ain't going to be available anymore. I don't know whether it's going to be in my lifetime, but I've got a distinct feeling it will. I don't know whether that's a premonition or what do they call that? Yeah, I think it's about call it a premonition or whatever. What's going to happen about that? What's going to happen about people that are running these old cars and old vehicles, bikers and whatever? Because I've got to say, I am not a fan of electric bikes. I am not a fan of electric bikes. Yes, they're quiet, and that's the reason I'm not a fan of them. They're too quiet. I'm a firm believer that loud pipes save lives. And, you know, a lot of the time people have said, I didn't see you, but I heard you, so I hang back. Well, you know, you can hide a motorcycle on a main road behind a copper's pencil, mate. There's actually a photo of it online. There's a video about it as well. You want to check it out. So I'm a firm believer in loud pipes save lives. And that is why I'm not a fan of electric motorcycles. Maybe it'll come a time where, you know, motorcycling will cease to be a thing. And, you know, I don't like that. Not only for my brothers and sisters that ride, but just what a loss. What an absolute loss. If there's not any more motorcycles, what a loss. Don't get me wrong, there are going to be people out there that think, oh, motorcycles, they like them, they're noisy, horrible, people that ride them are bloody lunatics, etc. and so forth. Yeah, it's good and bad in all. I've got to say, I've met some real terrible car drivers, and I've met some real terrible bike riders. I am a terrible bike rider. I blew an eardrum many years ago, and my sense of balance isn't great. And I can tell you now that if I got on a motorbike, I would more than likely throw it up a wall or into a hedge or something worse. And so, as I tell everyone, I'll be alright once I get the stabilisers off. It's never going to happen. I love my trike. I love free wheels. It's just a thing. I think I was about 8 or 9 years old when I first saw my very first trike. It was a Volkswagen Beetle car back, and they cut it off, and they cut it off at the roof. So the roof came down, and they just cut the front dog legs out, where your windscreen would go, and then they cut all that away and threw all that away, and then they put the bike front end on it, and a lovely tooled leather seat it had, and it had a big like velvet plush with all the buttons seat that went round the back of the inside of the back of the car bit, and the back window was all louvers, and it was purple, absolutely. I mean, we're talking purple haze purple, but it was beautiful. And as I said, I must have been about 7 or 8 years old, maybe 8 or 9. Don't know. It was a long while ago, long while ago. And I fell in love with trikes. I just fell in love with them. I wasn't a big lover of cars unless they were vintage. I love vintage cars, but modern cars, I wouldn't give you tuppence for them. I think by the time the 80s turned up, the cars that were turning out, bubble cars. They'd all been in a wind tunnel, you see, and they'd had all the corners cut off, and they'd had all their style ripped away, and they'd just turned into blobs. Here's a blob, have another blob, have another blob. We'll paint this blob this colour, this blob this colour, and this blob. That's why I can't tell, to be quite honest, a BMW from a Rover, from a Citroen. They're all the same. They're all bloody same nowadays. But you go back to the 70s and they had some style. You go back to the 60s, they had beautiful curves and fins, and yeah. I love cars from that era, but after that, I'm not interested. And I was pretty much the same with bikes, to be honest. It had to be something really special, like a really serious lowrider, something that'd be chopped right back, and where the rider was part of the machine and not just an afterthought, which I tend to think with a lot of modern bikes nowadays. That's the truth of it. But I'm not a big lover of bikes either. Bikes, who cares? Trikes, that's where it is. That's where the action is, baby. 3 wheels. And I know there's going to be people that say, yeah, but you get the worst of both worlds. You're stuck in traffic, and you're stuck in the weather, and you're outside. Yeah, there is that. But trikers truly understand what dogs stick their head out the window, because we don't have to wear a lid here. No lids. I'm free to enjoy all the sights and sounds of the world from the back of my trike or from the front of my trike. No damn helmet getting in the bloody way. I love it. The only time I actually wear a crash helmet, and I've got to admit, it is the only time I wear a crash helmet, and 9 times out of 10 I have to stop to put it on, because as a rule I'll never wear it, is when it's raining hard. Spitting, I can handle it up to about 50. When it's raining hard, 30 mile an hour, and it's like being slapped upside the head with little BB gun bullets. And it hurts. I've got to say, it bloody hurts. So, the only time I actually wear a crash helmet is if it's raining. Other than that, nah, you can keep it, mate. And I know there's going to be people out saying, riding without a crash helmet? No. But there are less fatal accidents on tracks than bikes. Matter of fact, there's more fatal accidents on quad bikes than there are on tracks. There's trike riders. Now, to be sensible, you're not wheeling. But I didn't say that. And this thing could wheelie in all 3 gears. All 4 gears, I should say. All 4 forward gears, this thing would wheelie in. If it was given a chance. Keeping the front end of this thing is on the ground is interesting at times. And that was with a 1300 engine. Now I've got the 1650 in it. Who knows? But now it's going to be fun. If I ever get it started. If I do invite someone round to look at it, I'm going to be in the house. 50 yards away. 100 yards away. Maybe more. Looking out the window going, my baby! Or somebody else has a tinker with her bits. Yeah. Don't like that idea. But, again, not a lot of choice. If I could do it myself, I would. But for the life of me, I have tried everything to try and get her to kick in, but she's not playing the game for me today, which is a real pain. My neighbour 2 doors down, got some lovely kids, and they are lovely kids. She's expecting one actually. I did say to her, you know, I have it on good authority that Jeffers is an awesome name. And I read it somewhere, I'm not sure where. I think it might have been Facebook. Yeah, it was Facebook. And if it's on Facebook, it must be true. I know it's on Facebook, I put it there. Jeffers is awesome. Well, you know, got to really. Trying to keep the name alive. There's not many of us Jeffs about. And you know what they say? If you're handed to Jeffrey, stroke the furry wall. But that's another story. But yeah. Okay, so very basic. I'll warn you now. But yeah, it's come out alright. I like it. It'll do for the front. I want to show you now. Where are we? Somewhere around here. There's a button which does a thing. No, it don't. Heck, yeah, I'll show you it. There you go. There's the front of it. I'll show you the other stuff I've been doing on it. I'll give this a revamp because the paint was getting a bit jaded. What do you think? There you go. There's my baby. Watch it. Look, trickery. Well, anyway, there you go. That needs doing next. And then we'll go around this side, and there you go. I gave that a redo, as you can see. And then, of course, there you go. little sense. So there's my baby. Isn't she lovely? I like her. She suits me. So, be good to each other. Stay safe. Love you all. Bye now.